Hey everyone, and welcome to the podcast, Real Talk with me, Isabel Frank. It's been a hot minute since I have done a podcast episode. I've been really feeling like I need to relaunch it again. You guys have been asking for it to be relaunched, and honestly, I have pretty decent numbers for considering I haven't done this in a while. So here we are. The Virgo in me was stuck in a perfectionism loop, and I was like, I can't show up yet. I want to have my studio done. I want to have this done. I want to have that done. And I'm like, F it. Like, let's just launch it back again. And I was with somebody last week, and they're like, they've literally been like, why are you not doing an episode? And then I saw somebody today, they're like, why are you not doing episodes? And I'm like, all right, universe, I got the sign. Let's launch the podcast. And plus, I love interviewing people and talking to people. So I'm sure I will work out the studio aspect of things. But for now, you just get me. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Isabel Franke. I am a spiritual intuition coach, psychic, medium. I help people just align with their purpose, their passion, their authenticity to heal, to let go of doubts and fears and all of that crap we carry around. So you can go check out my links for more of my services or just shoot me a message. Anyways, that's me. That's who I am. So to that, we'll say, welcome back to the podcast. And it feels good to sit here with you again. I have gone through so much since our last episode, like a lot. And so I'm sure that some of this will come up in today's episode because today we're going to talk about like opening up your heart and when it's time to kind of pull back your energy. So I had this client actually today because I've been like, what is my episodes going to be about? And I had this client today who is, I think she's like 73 or something like that. But she asked a question like, what does it mean to open up your heart? And I'm like, dang, that's a really good question because I think a lot of us ask that question as well as we, let's say, open our heart up, and then when do we pull our energy back, right? So a lot of us overly give to people time and time again. So if you've ever felt torn between wanting to stay open, loving, and compassionate, but also needing to protect your energy and not give it away to the wrong people, then this episode is probably for you because I'm going to dive into what it really means to open up your heart and how to know when it's time to pull back your energy without shutting yourself down. So let's just kind of dive into the whole opening up your heart a little bit. And she asked a question. She's like, when people say to open up your heart, like, is that talking about like your literal beating heart? And I'm like, it's funny. It's that a lot of people probably would take it that way, considering they maybe don't have the full understanding of this. And opening up your heart really means that you're allowing yourself to be emotionally open, right? You're allowing yourself to feel joy, love, compassion, and connection without like the walls that of fear, the walls of control or defense. And I know that's really, really scary. And you might be like, I do that. And I'm like, to what extent though? To what extent do you really open yourself up? Because when you fully surrender and allow yourself to open up your heart, that means that you're going to feel every single emotion. You're going to feel anger. You might feel confusion. You're going to feel that maybe mixed with joy and compassion, but you don't have the fear in it or the need to control it. And even at times, maybe even the need to understand it. It's just allowing yourself to be present in the moment. And that's really, really vulnerable. And that's where vulnerability also comes in because vulnerability is being willing to show your true feelings, even if it risks hurt. And I'm saying that because that is one of the hardest things. And I think that is where a lot of people get stuck in, where they are vulnerable or they have maybe been vulnerable in relationships or friendships or in some shape, way, or form. And then something happens and they put these walls up around themselves and they're like, this is my protective layer. Human nature, totally understandable. But what we don't understand is that when we build these walls around ourselves to protect ourselves from maybe getting hurt or opening up more, we also build a walls around our own individuality. So if you can't be vulnerable with yourself, you're not going to be able to be vulnerable with other people. Like literally think about that. So if you built walls around your heart to protect yourself around this layer, to not let yourself go this far or to not let yourself feel certain things, then that's going to be evident in a lot of areas in your life. You may feel like, Why can't I take this leap over here in my life? Why can't I pursue this career? Why can't I pursue this passion? Because if you haven't really had an emotional openness with yourself, as well as not allowing yourself to be vulnerable with yourself. And this also means that in spirituality, being receptive, right? Letting that divine God, universe, whatever you want to call it, just letting that love in, letting yourself surrender to guidance. And instead of, like I said, closing yourself off in self protection, you're letting yourself flow. You're letting yourself surrender. And that it's really hard. But I will say that when you do choose and you start moving into opening up your heart, you will meet some of the most amazing people. You're going to meet others with presence and empathy and honesty instead of like guarding or numbing. This reminds me, like last week I think I have a pretty open heart. Maybe it's a weakness of mine. I don't think so, but in a way it's like I'm able to see people's truths. It's I'm able to see who you really are past your shadows, past who your fears and your doubts. And I live life in my own I am vulnerable. I allow myself to be vulnerable. It's taken a lot of work. And this last weekend, not this weekend, but maybe like 2 weekends ago, I had a really hard last couple of weeks, right? I kind of had a change in a relationship. And I'm sitting though in this pool, in this jacuzzi with some friends that I have made during the relationship. And they're just amazing people, like really dope individuals. And we're in this pool, it's late at night, and we're having the most amazing talks about like spirituality and love and joy and what really makes you happy and purpose and passion. And other people in the jacuzzi had nothing to do with our group were like listening in, and they're like, can we join your conversation? Can we be a part of this? And we're like, yeah, come on. And that's what I'm talking about. When you have an open heart, you begin to like really meet amazing other people and you're not guarded with it. So it's not about like forcing those connections, right? It's just allowing yourself to kind of remove that armor that you've built up over time. But I understand, like, this is completely a hard thing to do. It's hard because we got our parents' crap, we got wounds from old relationships, maybe childhood traumas, just whatever it was that you have been carrying on your back for all of these years. And it's hard, it's heavy. You've been betrayed, you've been abandoned, criticized, and your heart naturally builds up these walls so that you're not hurt again. It's self-protection. It's what you're doing. So, in order to move past these walls, you have to face those wounds. You have to face these issues. You have to look at them and you have to see them for what they are. I will tell you, I will say this. I'm going to be completely raw and honest with you. Recently, moving out of the situation that I was previously in, okay, this is me being raw and real. I realized why I was so hurt by it because it made me feel irrelevant, right? I say that because my father and my parents got divorced. My father left, which made me feel irrelevant. Like, we didn't really matter for you to stay. I was married. I chose to leave my marriage because I was irrelevant. He didn't really see me. I went into another relationship where there was words that said that basically I was irrelevant to him. And then I go into a relationship where I don't feel that at all, only to be shown that it feels like I'm irrelevant to you as well. All of that, none of that matters because my own relevancy matters within myself. My own security is in myself. And it was easier for me to see this time around that, like, I'm good because I have security in myself. I'm not going to put those walls again up so that I'm protecting myself from being hurt again. No, it's vulnerability. It's knowing that the universe, God, divine, is always going to align you for the highest and best. But it's also hard because you do have, right? There is people, or we all face the fear of loss. We face the fear of rejection. So being open means that you're risking that others may not meet you with that same love. Like that is the hardest thing I think to really, really feel. Like, let's like really think about that. I'm going to be open with you. right? You are your own journey, your own individual person. I cannot control you. I can only control myself. But in doing so, you may not be able to meet me with the same love. So I'm going to keep you away. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just know that everybody is part of your journey some way, somehow. They really are. It's also hard because in that, like I said, you don't have control, right? Like, I can't control another person. I can't. I can only control myself. So that means that I'm going to stay closed off because then I don't have to worry about unpredictability. I don't have to worry about that. The other one is shame or self-judgment. Because if you carry belief, right, how many times have you had people walk away from you or tell you you're too much? Like you do too much. You're way too much. You're asking for too much. You're too needy, right? Don't know. You're you. Don't ever do that. Right? Or and so you form this belief of thinking, I'm not enough. I'm not enough. Why am I going to open up my heart for these individual people to tell me A, B, C, D, and E? The other one is why it's hard is that you over responsibility. The heart learned love and survival together, right? So you learn that if opening it now means it's risking, everything can collapse around me if that love isn't reciprocated. And that's why I will always go back to saying it's you have to love yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to really, really understand and be secure in you. And it's really interesting that a lot of you don't know how to do that. A lot of you don't even know. Like when I sit with people and I ask them, like, what are your values? What brings you joy? What are these things? People are like, I don't know. I don't know. And that is where it's like you have abandoned yourself. And we all done it, right? We all done it. Somebody asked the other day on the live, like, why do we abandon ourselves when we go into relationships? But true heart opening isn't about self abandonment. It's not about you abandoning yourself. It's about authentic connection. Because when your heart is open, like I said before, you're connected to love, you're connected to compassion, you're connected to source, divine, God. But that doesn't mean you hand over your peace. That doesn't mean that you hand over your time. That doesn't mean that you let go of your boundaries to anyone who's asking. It's not about pouring yourself out to somebody else until you are empty, because that is where you guys need to learn balance. All right. You need to learn balance. It's, it doesn't mean that you're immediately going to say yes to everything and allowing access to everyone to the deepest self. Like that's boundaries. The misconception that we have, right? We've been conditioned, especially as women. I'm a woman, so that's what I identify as. So that's what I'm going to speak as. If you are a man and you're identifying this, great, please keep listening. But I will say that as a woman, mother, healer, and even a giver, a lot of you guys equate having an open heart with self-sacrifice. Like if you have an open heart, then you are self-sacrificing your own individuality. And that is so not true. We think that to always be the one, like we're always the one who's understanding, forgiving, we're caring others, but that's not spiritual openness. That is people pleasing. That is a totally different issue. That is people pleasing. Allowing yourself to be open doesn't mean you're letting anyone into your sacred space. Are you kidding me? I am a Virgo 100%. I say this because I was talking with somebody this last week, and it was funny because he was like, "Oh, I know you," and I'm like, "What? We've talked?" And he was like, "Well, I see you at events and stuff," and I was like, "What the heck?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're always in the corner. You're really quiet." And I'm like, "If you know me, by the way, like really know me, I'm nothing. I'm not quiet, but I am in like big open spaces because I like to take everything in, and I also have to kind of fill you out before I let you into my sacred space. Once I kind of learn or see what your vibe is like, I will open that up. So I say that because openness doesn't mean letting just anyone into your sacred space. Not everyone has earned the right to sit at your table, let alone drink from your cup. So please stop giving it to every freaking person that is giving you attention. Just because Bobby is giving you attention doesn't mean you have to like be like, come on in. Have discernment. Have discernment, because a true open heart has discernment. Really, really having heart opening is really about you being rooted enough in your own self-love that you can choose wisely where your energy flows. And that's where protection is, right? You're like, well, what about protecting myself? What about protecting my heart? What about protecting who I am? That's called discernment, love. Like, that's literally called discernment. Do you have discernment? I fully think we all have discernment. It's just the fact that we've all learned like not to listen to it. You guys all have that little voice or that little feeling in your head that's like, this doesn't feel right. Like something feels off. Like, don't trust yourself. Don't do that. And you're like, but they asked me to, but this feels okay, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, girls, guys, don't get me wrong. I do the same shit. I am constantly like, oh, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Like, that's not discernment. So have discernment. Also know that discernment is also knowing you can hold compassion for someone without giving them unlimited access to you. You are not going to have access to me. You have to earn access to me. You have to earn it. And I will tell you 100%, you do me wrong, you are not going to have full access to me. You are going to see a completely different version of me. You will. It's not harsh. It's still compassionate, but it's going to be a different version of me. That's just me. That's just how I am. So allowing yourself to stay open to love, guidance, new experiences, right? So just don't close yourself up, but really have discernment for what nourishes you. Choose you. Like, seriously, choose you. Please choose you. Keep choosing you. I don't care if you're in a relationship. I don't care if you're single. Like, I always tell people, you didn't sign up for the spiritual journey for somebody else. You signed up for this spiritual journey, for this life journey for yourself. Like, you literally chose to live this life for your highest and best, not for someone else's highest and best. And I say that as somebody that coaches people every day. My purpose in life is to literally help you find your passion and purpose, is to literally help you find your most authentic truth and yourself. But at the end of the day, my journey is about me. My journey is about me. I am not going to sacrifice myself for someone else's betterment. I'm not. And I'm not going to people please and do all of these things, because I know who my worth is. I know my value, and I know what I bring to the table. Now, I may not be for everybody. I may not, but that is okay, because having an open heart means that I'm completely available for love. I'm available for joy. I'm available for divine guidance. I'm available for soul aligned connections. Like I said, this last week, soul aligned connections. Like, it's crazy to me that I have been sitting with people the last couple weeks that I have known for a while now and really getting to know them. And I'm like, dude, this makes sense to me why you were put in my life. Like, you have depth. People that I didn't realize had so much depth have depth. And I'm like, okay, these are soul line connections. Like, you guys are 100% real. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to open up the door for everyone that wants to take whatever they want to take from me. I'm not. So just think about that. Like, think about it like this. Your heart, right? Your heart's this garden. And openness means that the gate to the garden is there, right? So the flowers are blooming, your sun is shining, everything is beautiful in this garden. But it's your garden. It's not anyone else's, it's yours. So you get to decide who enters there. Right? Or, I don't know, an amazing freaking nightclub that everybody wants to get in, and everything is a crazy good there, but you decide who enters. Some people are going to come into your space to admire it and to nurture the garden. And others are going to come in and just trample the shit out of it. They're going to pull the flowers out. They're going to step on the stuff, all of that. Being open doesn't mean I'm removing the gate completely. It means that I'm going to keep it there, but now I'm going to have discernment into who steps into my space. And I'm going to discern it myself with that love. Right? That's what I'm going to do. All right. Are you following me now? I don't even know what my time is. I don't want to go too crazy long on all of this, but we're going to go into now. So it's like, all right, you tell me is about having an open heart. What does that mean then? When do I decide like enough is enough? When do I decide like I need to pull back? Like it's time for me to pull back my energy. When you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you are overgiving and it's not being met, when you're not being seen and you're fighting to be seen, when they're not hearing you and you feel like they can't hold you anymore. And that's where you have to sit in the space and say, am I staying this for the benefit of others, maybe in a relationship, at work, anything? Am I staying here for the benefit of you, or am I staying here for the benefit of me? Because being open doesn't mean I'm going to let myself be drained. I'm not. Love is infinite. It's infinite. And that's the best way I can say. I don't even know if that word's enough. Like love is infinite. But your energy is not infinite. Your heart is powerful. I'm going to say the fact that like working on people as an energy healer, I look at it this way. We have like a tank. It almost to me looks like a thermometer, honestly. And if that thermometer is full, I don't have any more that I can give. I don't have any more energy to give. And that energy is about not just giving to you, but also giving to myself. So if I'm giving you so much energy, I'm not able to pour back into myself. So remember, love is infinite, but your energy is not. Your heart is so powerful, like I said, but it's not meant to be an endless supply for people who can't see or receive you. Like, it's not balanced, you guys. It's not balanced. Do you know how many lives I do a week? Like, I do so many TikTok lives. And there's so many questions of, does so and so like me? Do they love me? Is this where I'm at? Is this where I'm at? And the reality is, it's like, yes, no, whatever. I can answer these questions. I do psychic readings, I do healings, but you can't force somebody to see you. You can't force somebody to receive you. And at the end of the questions, I always like to say, you want them to see you, but do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? And that's really hard for me. That really hits me, to be honest, honestly. Like I'm really, really hit with that because I think recently I haven't been feeling seen. I haven't. I realized I wasn't being seen for who I truly am. I wasn't really being seen in my power, in my voice. And that's my fault. That's my fault because I think I was looking at them like, you don't see me. But in that same truth, I wasn't allowing myself to see myself. I wasn't allowing myself to see myself. And that's the most important thing, right? If you can't see yourself, other people aren't going to see you. So, when should you pull back? Like I said, when you feel unseen or you're unappreciated. You show up, you give, you pour your energy into someone or even something. By the way, you guys, this can go, like I said, career, relationships, friendships, even family. You're pouring your energy over in a direction and it's just hitting a wall. It's hitting a wall. There's no balance. There's no giving back to you. There's no acknowledgement. And you're just like, you're heavy, you're tired. That's like your soul is literally screaming at you. Hey, you know what? This doesn't feel good anymore. This doesn't feel good anymore. And we are the ones, I hear you, but I'm going to do it again. I hear you, but I'm going to keep going. It's like the soul is like, okay, but it doesn't feel good. The other one is you're always the giver. You're always the giver. Relationships, romantic friendships, romantic friendships. I don't know what I'm thinking. relationships, but I mean like romantic or friendships or even, like I said, families. They all need balance. Every relationship that you are in has to have a balance. And I know even family wise, there's a lot of times in family where I love my family. I'm a big family person. But there's some people in my family, I'm not going to mention names, who I'm not very close to because the relationship is very one-sided. It's always me giving, and it's never them giving towards me or even trying to understand. I'm not asking someone to carry my weight. And just understand me, just listen to me, like whatever. If it's one, even in friendships, I'm in a phase right now, I feel like friendships are shifting and changing, and if you're always the one reaching out, like you're always the one fixing or holding space or carrying the weight, that's a sign that the energy is one-sided. Okay, so pay attention to that. We talked about times to pull, signs to pull back, right? Unseen or unappreciated, you're always the giver. What's another one? You feel emotionally exhausted. Like that's so real. Like when you're like, this is freaking heavy. Like I'm so tired. Like I am exhausted from that energy. Mind, body, soul, we are all connected as one. Do not ignore it. If your body is heavy and tired and you are being drained, that is real. Pay attention to how your body feels after leaving a conversation, after leaving a situation or a place. What is your body feeling? Like, are you feeling lighter? Are you drained? Do you feel heavy? Because our bodies will tell us the truth before our minds want to admit it. Like, think about that. Your body will literally speak to you before your mind wants to admit it because your body will show up in a way, right? Anxious and all these different weird feelings. And your mind is like talking another story. So pay attention to what your body is. We are not meant to separate body, mind, and spirit. We all work at one. The other one is your intuition keeps nudging you. So maybe you've had this quiet voice saying, like, this doesn't feel right. Like, step back. But guilt, fear, or attachment has made you ignore it. Your intuition doesn't nag you for a reason. Like people always are like, how do you know? Like if I give a reading to somebody and I'm reading you, I will hear it's like spirit's like a broken record. They will say the same thing over and over and over and over again until it's like, are you getting this message? Do we got it? Okay, cool. I'll tell spirit. They understood the message. Let's move on. Even to me in my life, spirit's like, we keep telling you, we keep telling you, we keep telling you. And I'm like, okay, so your intuition, your spirit guide, your team, they're not nagging you for just no reason at all. They're literally trying to protect you. So if you keep getting a thought, you keep getting a feeling, like please allow yourself the time and space to really sit down with it and really feel it. All right. People think that like when you're pulling back your energy that it's mean, that you're shutting someone out, but it's actually the opposite. You pulling back isn't about punishing others. It's really about protecting yourself. It's really saying, I am so done pouring into a dry well. Like I am done pouring into a dry well. I can love you. I can love you, but I can't and I don't have to exhaust myself for you. Like I don't have to do this way. If you're not balancing this out, I can't create the balance for the both of us. Like you literally cannot create balance for both of you because you're not their body, you're not their soul, you're not their mind, you're not their person. Like you can only create balance for yourself. Your energy is sacred and you get to really choose how you use it, like where you want it to flow. So you're not closing your heart, you're just creating boundaries that are going to really keep your heart safe. You know, it's crazy. Like I'm going to be really honest. In my situation that just ended, it was like, I don't know the right words. I don't even know what I'm calling it by saying situation. Like I'm so lost for words still, but I realized that that was kind of where I was at. I felt like I was pouring and it was like, you're not hearing me. Like the universe was like, okay, we got to protect you. Like this is what we have to and how we have to move. But I'm not closing my heart. There's just boundaries. There's literally boundaries, right? So it's like these damn metaphors. If you know how I channel, the spirit uses weird stories sometimes, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, but I'll go with it. right? Your energy is like water, right? There's like this video that goes around. I've seen it on like Instagram where there's like these cups of water and then these people like are pouring in like water into the cup, right? So if you keep pouring all your water out for everyone else and you never refill your own cup, you're going to be empty, right? So pulling back is simply like freaking refilling your own cup, turning the faucet on, turning it back toward yourself. Like you still can offer everyone water, but you get to decide who gets a sip and who doesn't. And that's not selfish. That's not selfish. It's survival. It's literally self-love. So just know when I say, hey, you might have to pull back or you should pull back your energy, I'm not telling you to close your heart. I'm never, ever, ever going to tell you to close your heart. I will always push being vulnerable and having an open heart, because I think when we're vulnerable and we have an open heart is where we actually live our truth, where we actually get to see ourselves for how freaking amazing and whole that we are, where we give ourselves that compassion and that grace, where we realize like, I could do all of this. I'm truly limitless, which is a whole nother conversation for another day. But honor your energy enough that you stop pouring into spaces where it's not valued. Like really honor that, because you can still stay open, just not wide open, right? Don't be wide open, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be wide open. Allow yourself to kind of look at everything, right? You get to pick and choose. Um Anyways, that's kind of where like I was thinking of everything today and going. Allow yourself a little bit, like I'm asking the guides right now, like, are you feeling like you are in an expansive space? If you're staying open and you're guarding your energy, just ask yourself, do I feel expansive in the space that I am, in these people and situations or place? Am I expansive or is it draining me? Like literally do that. So I want to tell yourself too, like you guys can always call your energy back to you too. So like I tell people, like close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, take a couple of deep breaths. Like you guys can do this with me if you want. Just breathe in and out. And you can tell yourself, for one, I call back all energy back to me with healing. And just imagine all this beautiful light and energy coming back to you with healing. I always say with healing. And remember in this too, say to yourself, I choose to keep my heart open to love, joy, and truth. And I choose to pull back my energy from places that cannot receive me and are not meant for me. I choose to pull back my energy from places that cannot receive me and are not meant for me. Anyways, I encourage you guys to sit with this, journal. I don't know. Are you forcing yourself into situations and places and you're staying open even when it's hurting you? Like, are you? And what would it look like to stay open, to have an open heart, but also to really protect your energy? All right. If you guys need any help with this, literally, you guys shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, comment below, like this episode, because it really does help. You have to hit the like button on this. You have to subscribe in order for these podcasts to keep going. But do that, please. Share the episode, talk about it. I want to know. Shoot me your thoughts. Send me a DM on IG. Let me know what you felt today or what hit for you. But thank you so much for sharing this podcast episode with me. Welcome back, everybody. We're definitely going to have interviews and people coming in, and I'm so excited. I freaking ripped my Band-Aid off. I did this. I put this out. But it's kind of my way of like sharing a little bit about me without sharing all of it for right now. But remember, having an open heart is a gift, but it's also sacred. So please protect your energy, but never dim your light. Never, ever, ever dim your light. So, all right. Hopefully this resonated. Share it with somebody who might need this reminder too. And I hope you guys have an amazing freaking day, night, evening, and I will hit you back soon.